Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I am Karen.
And I am Mike, and here we are back with day 2 of our interesting, entertaining, but
sad.
I have to say kind of sad and kind of upsetting. I'm a little upset.
I'm very upset.
I'm sad because we have Aylmer and Georgiana. They should be very happy. They're newlyweds. That means they got married not long ago. They're both young. They're both successful. She's so beautiful. He's so smart. But they have big problems in their marriage, and that's my other part of being upset. I'm angry with Aylmer because Georgiana's little birthmark, which isn't a big deal, and she kind of likes, he hates it, and so he's willing to almost throw away their marriage, throw away the relationship. He's being mean to her. So she's decided to do something rather drastic, dangerous, but also very trusting for her husband, right?
That's right. She is allowing her husband to remove the birthmark with science. But this could put her life at risk and danger, right?
Yes, absolutely. This has never been done before. I mean, yeah, he is a brilliant scientist, but he's doing something no one has ever done. I mean, we don't even know, is he going to use like light to do it? Is he going to try to cut it off? Is he going to give her a medicine or, you know, something like a cream? We don't even know. And he doesn't know because it's never been done. But Georgiana is willing to risk her life, her health, to make her husband happy, to make him happy for something that shouldn't bother him at all really anyway.
Exactly, and I think Georgiana really loves her husband.
Yeah, a little too much maybe.
Still don't think that is the right thing to do. If someone ever complains to you about something about your appearance, then you should just let them go.
What's that song? I love you just the way you are.
Oh yeah!
I mean, it is true.
Just the way you are.
We talk about unconditional love, loving someone for who they are. Flaws, little things, little problems, little things that you don't like maybe, but that's part of the package. You can't pick and choose what you love about
No
a
one
person.
is perfect.
And that is the other part. No one is perfect. Very true. All right, well, we're going to find out how this story continues and ends because today is day 2 and it is the final day of our story, The Birthmark. So let's get to it. Aylmer worked day and night to find a cure, but all his experiments to remove the birthmark failed. Georgiana looked through her husband's journals and realized how many of his attempts had gone wrong. Although she was worried, she still chose to believe in him. One day, Georgiana decided to enter the private inner room of his laboratory. This made Aylmer furious, as he believed she didn't trust him. After she calmed him down, he told her that he had one final experiment left. If it didn't work, it would all be over. Georgiana told him that she trusted his skills. All right, we are back with The Birthmark, day 2, and the story kind of just picks up or carries on or continues from where we left it yesterday. Georgiana said, okay, Aylmer, you're a scientist. I will trust you to find a way to get rid of my birthmark, even though I don't want to. And you can use all your scientific powers. But he's going to kind of just be testing these ideas on his wife. You know, I mean, if my wife was a scientist and she's like, here, just take this pill. I want to see what happens. I'd be like, no, what am I, some kind of lab rat in a scientific experiment? So this is not a thing you would do, but Aylmer is a very unreasonable man. So
he is.
He's going to do it.
Because he cares so much about her appearance more than how much he loves her.
Right.
This is how I see it. Okay, well, let's start. Aylmer worked day and night to find a cure, but all his experiments to remove the birthmark failed. Okay, well, he has been trying. I mean, he worked really, really hard. We all know he's a brilliant scientist. He's really, really smart. There's no doubt about it. But no matter how he tried or how many experiments he's had, they all failed. So what is an experiment? So that's a noun, a scientific test. That's what an experiment is. It's a scientific test in which you perform a series of actions and carefully observe their effects in order to learn about something. Okay, so you want to observe, okay, if I put this chemical here or this potion here, what's going to happen? For example, you can say, I carefully wrote down the results of the experiment. And it's very important to write down your results because then you can remember next time, right?
Exactly right. Or if the experiment doesn't work, you know what you did, and next time you can do it a little differently, and maybe you'll get the results you want. So that's how we turn something into a fact. From a theory or an idea, the experiment helps us show whether it is real, true, or not. All right, so a lot of experiments, but not a lot of success so far. Next it says, Georgiana looked through her husband's journals and realized how many of his attempts had gone wrong. So obviously he's a hardworking scientist, but only later when she looked at his journals, this was where he would write down all the experiments and all the problems, all the different times he tested it, all the different times he experimented, all the problems that they had. She realized that many of his attempts, he's tried again and again and again, and he's not doing it. So this is not a simple thing to do, and he has had a lot of failure and no success so far. Although she was worried, she still chose to believe in him. I mean, if someone said, oh, I'll do an experiment, and they try one experiment and it's a success, you might think, oh, well, that was an easy thing to do, right? Well, clearly this is not an easy thing to do, so that would start to make you a little worried.
That's right.
Why is it so hard, and why does he keep trying again and again? All right, let's go over to Hanny. She has a lot of good stuff to tell us, and then we'll be back to continue with our story.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 今天要继续读 The Birthmark 胎记这个故事。Elmer 日以继夜地寻找去除胎记的解方，但是所有实验都失败了。Georgiana 虽然很担心，可是选择相信她的丈夫。好，单字 experiment， 它表示实验、试验，在这边当名词。这边有一个重点是 believe in 的不同意思。首先可以用 believe in somebody 来表达对某人有信心、信任某人，像是I believe in you, just go for it. 我对你有信心，就努力去争取吧。再来，我们可以用 believe in 加上名词或动名词，表达相信什么的能力、效用，认为什么是对的，或者是相信什么是真的存在。例如 Mia believes in working hard to reach her goals. Mia 相信努力才能达成目标。那我们接着回到课文中。
And we are back. Okay, so now we know that Georgiana is worried because of all the failures, right? But however, she still decided to trust him and believe that, eventually it will succeed. One day, Georgiana decided to enter the private inner room of his laboratory. Laboratory is a place where he does all his scientific experiments, right? All the science, like the test tubes and all the chemicals that he uses, everything he does it in his laboratory. This made Elmer furious as he believed she didn't trust him. Okay. Well, Elmer was very, very angry, right?
Yes, he was very angry. He was furious, and he felt that this was her sort of showing that she doesn't think he's a really great scientist, and she thinks he's gonna fail and all that kind of stuff. So that made him extremely upset. And as you said, a laboratory, or laboratory, as some people might pronounce it, and in fact, we often just shorten it down to 3 letters, the lab. In the lab, or laboratory, this is where you do your scientific experiments, as Karen explained. They can be something small you might have in your science class at school, or it could be a huge network of buildings in a university, or at some kind of government place where they're, discovering new medicines, or all sorts of things will happen in a laboratory. It's where science happens, it's where experiments take place, and it's where a lot of that complicated equipment that scientists use will be found. For example, many types of chemicals are kept in the laboratory, along with a lot of other things that are useful for science.
That's right. And then we were talking about how Elmer was furious when he found out that Georgiana was in his laboratory. So what does it mean when I say furious? That's an adjective. It just means extremely angry or annoyed. He was very, very upset, not happy. So for example, you can say Anna was furious when Ethan lied to her again. And of course you would be furious. No one wants to be lied to, right?
No, especially when it's happened before.
Again and again.
Again, so that's at least the second time. And yes, that would make a lot of people very angry. So there he is. He's furious. Why did you come in my secret experimental science room? Why are you looking in my journals? You don't think I'm a scientist. You don't trust me. After she calmed him down, she's like, I'm just worried. I just wanted to know what you were doing, So she calms him down. After she calmed him down, he told her that he had one final experiment left. He's like, yes, these might have all failed, but don't worry, I've got it. I found the solution. This is the one that will work. And he said, if it didn't work, it would all be over. What? Their marriage would be over, or the experiments would be over?
I don't know. Maybe the experiments?
I think maybe he's kind of saying, look, I really tried to do this. I have one more idea, but if it doesn't work, I promise you, honey, darling, sweetie, I won't ever bother you about your birthmark again. Well, that's what he says now. So Georgiana told him that she trusted his skill. She said, honey, okay, I believe in you. If you have one thing that you want me to try, I will try it. Maybe she's also hoping that if she tries this one and it doesn't work, he'll now just shut up. He'll stop talking about the birthmark and leave her alone, which is what he should have done in the first place. All right, let's go over to Hanny, find out what she's got to tell us, and then we'll be back.
有一天 ，Georgiana 决定进入丈夫实验室里私密的内室，这让 Elmer 非常愤怒，觉得妻子不信任他。冷静下来之后 ，Elmer 说他还有最后一个实验，如果再不成功，一切就结束了。好，单字 laboratory 或是念作 laboratory 这个字表示实验室。Furious 则是形容大发雷霆的、勃然大怒的，或者是激烈的。好，那我们直接回到课文中。
And we are back. Well, I can tell that Georgiana really, really, truly loves Aylmer. And then she really wants him to be happy. So although she's worried about, the experiment, but she still trusts him about the experiments, right? She still wants to give him one more shot.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going to happen. I hope everything will have a happy ending.
I'm afraid she might trust him a little too much.
I don't know.
The only way to find out is to stick around, because the ending is coming up. She then drank the potion he created and fell asleep. Aylmer watched as her birthmark slowly faded away. But when Georgiana woke, she told him she was dying. Her life was connected to the mark, and now that it was gone, so was she. Even though Georgiana was about to die, she forgave Aylmer. The birthmark is about accepting others and accepting ourselves. Even more importantly, the story tells us that imperfections are human. They are a part of us, and they add uniqueness to our lives.
Welcome back, everyone. So before the break, we were talking about Aylmer and Georgiana, right? And how Georgiana found out about the experiments and she went into the laboratory and he got really, really angry. He was furious. But then again, he said, I have one final experiment to try. Okay, if it doesn't work, then it's all over. And I'm guessing that the experiments are over, right? Not their marriage, I'm guessing. And Georgiana said, okay, that's okay. Then I'm willing to give it a try. I trust you 100%.
Yes, and maybe if this doesn't work, then he'll just stop bothering her and life can go back to normal. So one more experiment, let's see what happens. Then it says, she then drank the potion he created and fell asleep. So he's created a new sleeping pill. I'm not sure how that's useful, but as it continues, we read, Aylmer watched as her birthmark slowly faded away.
So it worked.
So the little birthmark on the cheek, as she is there sleeping, suddenly it starts to disappear. It starts to sort of become normal, just the same color as all the skin around it. It fades away. When something fades, we often use this about a color or a light going from strong, something that's easy to see, to kind of getting weaker and weaker and smaller until it goes away. The idea here is that it happens over time. It doesn't happen really, really quickly. It happens over time. A common thing you would think of is in the evening, the light will slowly fade as the sun goes down, right? Between 5 and maybe 7 or 8 p.m., the sky gets darker because the light is fading. Or if you have something that you've owned for a long time, a shirt or a book or a bicycle, anything with color in it, paint or something, that color might fade slowly as it sits in the sun, as it gets used, as it gets older. For example, the color of the paint on the wall started to fade. At first it was a bright blue, but after 10 years it was more of a light blue.
Okay, well, let's continue with the story. Okay, so we know that Georgiana fell asleep and the birthmark disappeared. So I guess everything is going great, right?
I hope so, as long as she wakes up.
Okay, but when Georgiana woke, okay, so she told him she was dying. What? So,
I thought she was gonna die, but then she woke up, but now she's dying?
No, I guess she just fell asleep. And then she can feel that something wrong with her body. And then she told him that she was dying. Her life was connected to the mark. And now that it was gone, so was she. If the birthmark was disappearing, that means she is also going to die too.
What? It's a birthmark. It's not her heart.
Well, I don't know. I guess she could feel there's something going on in her body.
Okay, there's some magical power that this birthmark has, and because she didn't treat it with respect, she will die. That is terrible, but
It is.
oh my gosh, I don't think birthmarks really work like that, but it certainly makes the story very sad here at the end. So even though Georgiana was about to die, she forgave Aylmer. She said, honey, I'm gonna die, but I'm not angry with you. I forgive you. You just wanted me to be perfect, but because I had a birthmark, you made me take a medicine, and now I'm gonna die. But it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
She has such a good heart, and then she really loves Aylmer.
Yes, absolutely. This is a very sad ending to our story. So before I start to cry, let's go to Hattie.
Georgiana 喝下丈夫调制的药水，睡着了。胎记确实也慢慢消失了，但当她醒来，她告诉丈夫她快死了。她的生命跟那个胎记相连，现在胎记消失了，她也会跟着一起逝去。那尽管如此，她还是原谅她的丈夫。好，来看单字 fade。Fade 这个动词可以表达逐渐消失或者是褪色，使什么褪色衰竭。这边还有一个重点是 so 加上助动词或 be 动词加主词，这样的句型可以表达什么什么也是，用来附和前方的肯定句。那其中的助动词或 be 动词，它们的时态要跟前面肯定句是一致的。那么单复数则是要配合它后方那个主词。我们造两个例句。Anne loves cheese, and so do I. Anne 热爱起司，我也是。Frank is going to the concert, and so are we. Frank 要去演唱会，我们也要去。好，那我们接着回到课文中。
And now we are back. Oh, we know that. So Georgiana died because of the potion. I'm sad too.
I'm so sad.
The birthmark is about accepting others and accepting ourselves. So we're talking about the story, the moral of the story. It's to teach us. Birthmark is about accepting other people and accepting ourselves as well. Everyone's got flaws. Nobody is perfect. If you love someone, you have to love every single part of them, good and bad.
That's true. She may have had a birthmark, but Aylmer's the one who couldn't love someone unless they were perfect. So I think he had the bigger problem. And it says, Even more importantly, the story tells us that imperfections are human. It is human, it is normal, it is natural to not be perfect. No one is perfect. It is very true. No one is perfect. And they, birthmarks, all of our little flaws, our imperfections, the little funny, weird things about us, they are a part of us and they add uniqueness to our lives. Otherwise, we would all look exactly the same, and wow, that would be boring.
Exactly. And you mentioned the word imperfection. So what does it mean? Imperfection is a noun. Imperfection means not being perfect. It means having flaws, faults, or weaknesses, which is basically all of us. Okay, an example sentence would be, the vase had some imperfections, but it was still beautiful. It really depends on how you look at things.
Absolutely, and often the imperfections are what make it beautiful and special and unique and different from everyone else. That's true for a vase or a person as well. Let's go over to Hanny. She's wonderful.
课文最后提到，胎记是关于接纳他人和接纳自己的故事。我们的不完美是人性的体现，反而为我们增添了独特性。好，看单字 imperfection 这个名词就表示不完美、缺陷或是瑕疵。那我们直接回到课文中。
And now we are back and we do have a what do you think question. So let me ask you, Mike, do you think Aylmer really loved Georgiana?
Did he really love Georgiana? No, he loved a perfect imagination of her, a perfect image of her, a dream of her, but the actual real living person with all of her little things in the birth, no, he didn't.
He didn't. I agree with you, because if you really truly love someone, you will love everything about them. You wouldn't say, oh, I will only love you if you don't have your birthmark on your face. And that is not called love, right?
Absolutely, and he had many imperfections too, didn't he?
Exactly.
Yes, so work on yourself, Aylmer.
Okay, well, how about let's review the story again, and I hope you guys enjoy the story, although it's a sad ending.
Maybe if we review it again, it'll have a happier ending.
I don't know, I hope.
Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you back here soon.
And remember, no one is perfect.
That is true, yes, and bye. Aylmer worked day and night to find a cure, but all his experiments to remove the birthmark failed. Georgiana looked through her husband's journals and realized how many of his attempts had gone wrong. Although she was worried, she still chose to believe in him. One day, Georgiana decided to enter the private inner room of his laboratory. This made Aylmer furious, as he believed she didn't trust him. After she calmed him down, he told her that he had one final experiment left. If it didn't work, it would all be over. Georgiana told him that she trusted his skills. She then drank the potion he created and fell asleep. Aylmer watched as her birthmark slowly faded away. But when Georgiana woke, she told him she was dying. Her life was connected to the mark, and now that it was gone, so was she. Even though Georgiana was about to die, she forgave Aylmer. The birthmark is about accepting others and accepting ourselves. Even more importantly, the story tells us that imperfections are human. They are a part of us, and they add uniqueness to our lives.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 experiment 这个名词表示实验试验 ，laboratory 或是 laboratory 它表示实验室 ，furious 是形容大发雷霆的、勃然大怒的或是激烈的。Fade 这个动词表示逐渐消失或是褪色，是褪色时衰竭。Imperfection 这个名词则表示不完美、缺陷或是瑕疵。文法的部分，第一个学到了 believe in 的不同意思，我们可以用 believe in somebody 表达对某人有信心、信任某人，也可以用 believe in 加上名词或动名词来表达相信什么的能力效用，认为什么是对的，相信什么什么真的存在。第二个，我们学到了 so 加上助动词或 be 动词加主词，是表达什么什么也是，它是用来附和前方的肯定句。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Hey, it's KiWi on the street.
I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie. And today we've got a new challenge.
That's right. It's called Guess the Song, where I play the melody and you have to try to guess it.
How hard could it be? Let's go.
I'm gonna play the intro first.
Okay.
Okay, but don't guess it yet. Just
Okay.
listen to the intro. Okay?
Okay.
Want to hear it again?
No. Can you play a verse?
No, I can't. I didn't practice that far.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Okay, play the chorus. It's been a long time without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Did I get it?
You got it.
Yay! You know what, Kiki? I'm very impressed. You learned that in what, 10 minutes? Yeah. If it were me, you wouldn't have been able to guess it and I wouldn't have been able to play it.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Remember to follow us on Instagram, okay? Send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to say in English and you don't know how. Kiki, is there anything you want to say?
Looks like I gotta brush up on my piano skills.
Yeah, it still was pretty bad.
Hey.
Kiwi later.